Hi, everyone. I will be right there. We will be right there. I'm just double checking some settings. Be right there.
facing bar to bar. I learned to chase the pain and arm the scars. And my tail fire, that's a Charizard. And we aim higher than the Taj Mahal.
Welcome to the Dragon Ball Fan Podcast. My name is Kaiser. My co-host, though, he's the Vegeta Glazer. He is the hit stroker.
What? That's crazy.
His name is Sky, everybody. What? Sorry, what? I didn't hear that. Okay, so hi, Sky. How you doing?
That's crazy. I'm no longer the Vegeta Glazer. I am now the Frieza Glazer.
Woo!
I'm now the Frieza Glazer, man. Frieza's now my favorite character.
So Sky came into the chat and he goes, right before we go live, he goes, you ever play a Dragon Ball game and play as a character and get like more invested in that character? Now you give a shit about that character or care more. And I'm like, I don't know. We had a little chat about it. And then he goes, I found one. You want to see it? And then he pulls out his new show the card again. It's so fire.
Oh, the Frieza, yeah. So there's like a regular art one. This is the regular art and this is the alternate art. Play Fusion World, bro. You guys gotta play Fusion World.
Now, of course, we have talked a lot about playing Fusion World on this channel, and we've only had a stream from Josh last week playing it, all right? Now, why am I saying this? Well, here's why I'm saying this.
Because Sparking Zero and Fusion World are the future.
They are. Also, a little foreshadow into the topic, let's go. But the other aspect of it, I can't believe Sky is glazing the number one racist.
Amen.
Yo, the Frieza Glazer? Oh,
no,
man.
That's bad, bro. I'm gonna be put on blast quick.
I'm gonna call you the... Okay, I'm definitely working Frieza in moving forward, and thankfully, we have more shows moving forward as well. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't hosted a show in a long time. I've been craving it. Okay, Josh has done a great... I mean, Sky, sorry. We got to be better about using our show names. Okay, so Sky over here.
I actually have a sign our producer got me, but I just need to get that drilled on. Get this drilled on.
Woo! Yeah. Two things I just learned. One, Josh has a 6 sign, and 6 sign, and also dope girlfriend. Obviously, you get that sign. Okay. Yeah. Number 2, he has a long cable, a very long cable on his headphones. He rolled over to fucking Nebraska, and he's like, "Look at this sign." Okay, that's nuts. Dude, that's sick though.
Not sponsored, by the way, but shoutouts to HyperX.
Shoutouts. What's good? Oh, it's the cable that came with it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, it does its thing,
This man go ballroom dancing in that thing. It's nuts. We have one heck of a show for you, everybody. Now, like I was saying, we intend to do a lot of gaming content on here. Okay, moving forward, Sparking Zero is going to be part of that. We're also going to see Fusion World. We're also going to see trivia. And I guess what I wanted to do was just showcase this little logo here for 2 seconds. Something I'm very excited about. The logo is okay, but the show, okay? So the Dragon Ball game show is going to rotate between trivia, between Sky and 2 other people. All right, Josh has no idea, but I have already planned out so much of this show. Okay, I already know all the different kinds of games that we're gonna play. The Scouter report, bro, you have no idea how good the show is gonna be, so you better catch it when it goes up 2 weeks from now. Okay. I believe 2 weeks from now is gonna be the first DBGS, and so keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll also again be playing Fusion World on there as well. Game show. DBGS is meant to be us playing games.
I'm glad that you actually mentioned that because, yeah, guys, I'm this is the first time I'm hearing about it in its completion. But I actually did spot a Dragon Ball Super Monopoly. That would be a great game night too, where we play some Monopoly. I'll actually pick that up the next time I do see it, and yeah, that'd be really fun too.
How many people can play Monopoly?
I think 6.
Yo,
5 or
you
6.
know, we gotta get it lit. Yes, Josh has got bottles up because he understands this could be one heck of a time. Okay,
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Monopoly and a few bottles. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
that'd be fine. Just get some covers on the labels, and we're good to go.
now, Josh, we of course are here to talk about a game, a very special game, a game that was back in the news recently at Summer Games Fest. Okay, so what did we get? We got a brand new trailer, a story trailer, and some great looking cinematics, but ultimately a date. We got a date for Sparking Zero that is October 11th, of course, of this year. Don't worry, don't fret. We have I can't say that. I can't say that. All right, I was gonna say probably the best game in Dragon Ball history coming, but Josh has aired that he's got some concerns. I'm interested in hearing about these.
So do you want to make this like a full-on glaze Sparking Zero? Like, do you want me to get?
No!
That's not a bad way. Like, in terms of like, do you want me to get through all the negatives before we just talk about it, or like, what do you want to do?
Okay, I will. How about this? You have those negatives ready to go, and I'll say, hey, you locked and loaded. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, but
Yeah.
we are first gonna, kick off. Of course, thank you for the folks that are starting to trickle in right now. We got the free worker in the chat. This man, we were saying, the Aussie OG. Okay, this man, he went from being an unpaid worker to being a paid worker, and in the short span that we've been running this content, and this man's been busy. I've been hearing that this man's been nuts busy, but he's still out here, and I appreciate you. We also got It's a Beanie in the chat, of course. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Sky is in the chat right now. Woo! We might have one other person because now we have 4. He literally wrote in the chat. Now we have 4 people in here, so we got another person jumping in. Perfect timing because we're about to jump into the topic. Everything we know about Dragon Ball Super, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a date of October 11. Technically, October 10th if you're in Japan. I don't think any of our fan base currently exists in Japan. Not yet. We'll definitely get over there. Maybe do a live show. Can you imagine getting to a point you would do a live show in Japan? Absolutely nuts. Now,
what are we speaking though? Japanese? Because that's gonna be hard.
yeah, can you imagine just like a translator after every, like, if we never changed how we do a show? Imagine how our show exists today. Okay?
Yeah.
But somehow we get enough fame, popularity, fandom, whatever. We go out Japan, we do a live show. With the mess that is our content. Can you imagine a translator trying to keep up with our shit? Can you imagine that?
Yeah, dude. It's like when, have you ever seen, and I really do appreciate this, there's like a lot of people who go to, not a lot, but there is a group of people who are deaf or like partially deaf that go to like concerts. And there's like people who do like sign language. Dude, have you ever seen like it's intense because sometimes they're like rapping and the person's like doing the symbols, and then I think there was one time where, or the signs, and I forgot who it was that was shocked. It was like a rapper who was like, what the hell, like this person's doing like crazy. Imagine us, because like we're just yapping 24/7. I feel like they would have to like be like on the move constantly.
Bro,
so bad.
They'd be burning like 400 calories a minute. It would be nuts. Yeah, especially in today's episode because we got a lot to cover. So I'm gonna reveal the cover. Now, would you say I'm a rapper? Maybe. I just made all that shit rhyme unintentionally. We got the cover of Dragon Ball Super right here. Another thing that was revealed, of course, during the summer showcase. I guess just quickly, surface level question, Josh. What do you think of the cover?
It's cool. It's simple, but like that works. That works for Dragon Ball games. I mean, a lot of the characters are just aesthetically pleasing, right? So you kind of just want to pop out with your characters. One thing I do have an issue with, it's not even Sparking Zero issue. It's just Dragon Ball games, like as a whole, is the whole thing where it's like we cannot put any manga forms because of spoilers. Listen, I get that, but at the same time, the manga is content too. Like we should be promoting the manga so people can read it, so that we could do content on it, because we haven't gotten an anime since the 27 it finished in 2017. Like I'm again, I mean, I'll just say the transformations because I mean we do it here too, but like I feel like it'd be awesome if we had like True Ultra Instinct in this, or of some sort. If we had Orange Piccolo, I mean, Orange Piccolo is going to be in the game because they are covering the movies as well. But like, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of like why is Trunks there? Like, not to be rude, but like, wouldn't it be better if Piccolo was there, or Gohan? Like, I feel like having Beast Gohan on the cover would be great. I thought maybe Orange Piccolo. Like, where's the Orange Piccolo shout out? Why is Jiren there in the back? I don't know. I like that they did Evo Vegeta because they're not going to do Ego, so I get that. But again, I just wish we got Ego. I wish we got True Ultra Instinct. I don't know. I have an issue with Dragon Ball games just being like, oh, we don't want to spoil this because people need to read the manga. But it's like, yeah, but we're also not getting the anime in years. So what? We're just gonna not have it out? Like we're just not gonna yeah, let's not push any Ultra Ego, any TUI content, any Granola. Like, dude, I'm sorry, you don't have to like Granola as a character, but his design is great. Like,
Can you imagine playing as him in this game?
Dude, he would just be like this. That'd be Moro. Like, you piss Moro off so much that he becomes the ground, like the planet Moro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I'm not a big fan. Again, this is not even a Sparking Zero negative. This is just Dragon Ball IP, just not pulling the plug and being like before this game that they make, they're like, listen, we will have some manga content on here. If you don't want to get spoiled, this is not the game for you, right?
Yeah, that's a very interesting perspective. I see what Free Worker's saying in the chat. Superhero going to be DLC. I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably.
I think what surprises me here, and you're talking about the manga, but like, although Gohan and Piccolo have their moment in the manga in paste time, we still get the animated version of that. We get that first.
No,
so
exactly.
like it doesn't really make sense. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that when I see Trunks here, my mind immediately goes to Goku Black arc, right?
Yeah,
so
and I actually want to talk about that as one of the positives I have on Sparking Zero today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go ahead?
Actually, sure. I mean, I guess we can segue to that. One of my biggest positives is that we're actually, for the first time, I believe, in any Dragon Ball game, we're getting a super story. Like, Super is going to be part of the story.
Yeah.
That's big for me because even though I have issues with Super story in the anime, I think playing through the story is going to be a whole different experience that I'll appreciate a lot more, especially the Goku Black arc. And I feel like the Goku Black arc and the tournament, I'm curious how they'll do the Tournament of Power because it's such a chaotic setting that what are we going to do? Like, are we going to play Vegeta? Are we going to play Piccolo? Are we going to play Gohan? Are we going to play are we going to play all of like the 10 fighters? Like, if we get to play all of the 10 fighters biggest fight, so we get to play like Vegeta Toppo, we get to play Gohan versus Dispo, Goku Jiren, all of that, Krillin versus like that bird dude or whatever, like all that stuff, that would be really cool.
And this is the place to do it. Like, you think of, out of all the Dragon Ball IP in the gaming space, what would be the series that you'd probably introduce a multi-fighter like tournament format? It would probably be the Tenkaichi games because of the tag-in system where you have like, 3 fighters, now up to 5 fighters queued up in your battle. And so it's like, this would be a massive miss if they didn't incorporate that structure. As of right now, there's only like the martial arts tournament. That's the only thing that's currently included. Now, you get to play on the Tournament of Power map because that is listed under one of the maps. But is that going to just be, hey, when we get to that point in the story arc where Goku has to fight him and, fight Jiren, maybe that's how we get it. But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look at Xenoverse. This is a game that Xenoverse 2 to be specific. This is a game that's been released for a very long time. It's been 7-8 years now, and it's still getting updates. And people are saying as of last month, like this game feels like a brand new game again. It's nuts because of all the DLC, all of like the free live service, like that the live service is something that we've seen added into video games recently as a trend. But I think what Bandai has been doing really well, I guess obviously they're not ultimately the developer, but they are the publisher, so they're breathing down the neck, is supporting Xenoverse so well. And if that is even like, if this game is supported to that degree and we're just gonna like go in and there's gonna be updates in the game and now there's this whole new structure, now we can go play over here, and like, then I wouldn't be surprised if in 4 or 5 months max they go, oh, here's a new update, now you can do a 10 fighter battle, and you're in the Tournament of Power, like, and we already have the map built. It's just a matter of like telling the UI to allow 10 fighters versus, or maybe imagine how sick it would be if you got to play as one of the fighters and it was actually a 48. Okay, maybe 48 minutes is nuts, but having a way to be as one of the fighters and literally battling it out till the end of the thing. And maybe you are Krillin and somehow you made it to the end, but now Jiren's at the end waiting for you. And it's like, how are you going to do this?
Yeah.
That would be a blast. So I hope that they do that, Josh.
Yeah, that would be sick. That would definitely be cool. We actually did get welcome in Cameron Stewart. Thanks for stopping by. Cameron said new video coming out tomorrow with more characters. Actually, yeah, we did talk about that before the show. That is something I'm very, very curious on who's going to be shown. I was gonna say when I first thought of it, I was like Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo. But I do agree with Free Worker kind of too that superhero might be a DLC instead. But if it's not a DLC and we get Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo in the base game, listen, man, I'd be dissing Gohan, but listen, he used to be my favorite character. I'm running that Beast Han, bro. I'm running it.
It would be nuts to run around like him. Here's what I'll say. I also agree with the Free Worker. I think it probably will be DLC. And I think the line that they're going to draw, Sky, is that they're going to say, this is where the anime felt like stopped. Like the actual running Super series, not the movies. This is where the series has stopped, is Tournament of Power. And so we do see Evo, we do see Mastered Ultra Instinct, which Goku does achieve, of course, at points in the fight. We do see Jiren and all that. But, okay, well, here's the thing, though. We have Broly.
Yeah.
So then here's the thing. That makes no sense then. Because otherwise I was going to say, this is old Broly, uncanon Broly. That would be actually badass. It'd be cool, whatever. But at least it would make sense to, like, why wouldn't Mystic be on here? I understand Frieza should be here. Honestly, yeah. I understand that. I actually understand Trunks being there a little bit because, again, he represents an arc, right? It's less about Trunks and more about the time that he represents in Super.
Yeah, but
also,
then at that point, doesn't Beerus get onto this cover? Like without Beerus and Whis, like is there like you take Beerus and Whis out of Super, and is it really a new series? Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like Beerus and Whis are just the reason why we even got Super to begin with.
Okay, so I think the answer lies in episode battle, which is one of the game modes. Now, I know that you're playing as 8 different characters, their arcs, and I see 8 characters on the cover. Now, assuming that we are actually making a video about telling everybody what's going on.
There's 8 characters on the cover?
There are 8 characters on the cover, and you play as 8 characters. No, there's 7 characters on the cover. There are 6 characters on the cover. I miscounted by 2. You know what threw me off is the exclamation mark at the end of Sparking. It's stupid. I Okay, so never mind about that then. But my guess is that Trunks will actually be one of those playable characters if it's not already information that is accessible. It makes sense to dive into his past.
Yeah,
that we've seen in Dragon Ball Z.
You won't see me touching his character ever.
Oh, you will. Come on. If you get to play as the past,
I would rather
from
play
Future Trunks.
I would love to play Goku Black instead, and me getting to kill off everybody, including him. That would be way better, to be honest. Goku Black is a better. I like Goku Black more than I like Trunks.
You heard it here first, folks. He likes Goku better. So
here's what I do actually like Goku better than Trunks. You are correct. You think I'm a Vegeta hater? I love Vegeta.
Listen, he's already said he's swapped to Frieza. He's swapped. This man's a bandwagoner. He hears that this man's going black, and he's like, "Yo, this is my guy
bro.
This is my guy."
He's just too good, dude. I need a frame. I need a poster or something of Frieza and Vegeta. That's all I need. That's all I need. Just a Frieza, Vegeta, and maybe a Teen Gohan, because that's when Gohan was good.
True. Okay. Now, I guess to close off the whole, if they made a little story where my GOAT Perfect Cell won the Cell games.
Dude, that would be a sick what if. That would be a sick what if, actually, that they do that. Like, genuinely, that's actually, because they are doing what ifs, so that would be a really good what if.
Yes, they are doing what ifs. Now, I know that we get to go to the Cell games. Now, I think though that it's very possible that that's a playable scenario, and if it's not one that exists, you'll be able to create it or play someone else's. Because one thing I love is there's something called custom battle.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can literally set up your dream scenarios here. Okay. And you can get the characters to do different expressions. You can get the camera in the beginning cutscene to circle out and do different camera movements, and it's like the amount of detail that they're actually giving to Dragon Ball fans is nuts, to be able to play out your dream scenarios. And I think that that's a really good sign for us, because like that foresight is massive, knowing that like, and my assumption is that maybe the success of Xenoverse plays into that as well. People wanting to own part of the game, own part of the narrative, having that be literally a big aspect to episode battle is sick. But then in custom battle, to be able to just, like you said, with Cell wins, right? What we see is Vegeta and Trunks actually at the end doing a father-son Final Flash. Really cool. Also, have we ever seen Trunks do a Final Flash?
No. Galagun. He's done Galagons.
Okay, that's what I thought. Really, really cool.
Arguably more iconic too, unfortunately.
Definitely not. Most iconic, definitely Vegeta. Krillin, Goten, Trunks, Bio Broly, Kamehameha. Gotta be the most iconic.
Okay. No, I meant just Vegeta's moves. I would say Galgun is still probably more iconic than Final Flash. Unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because I like Final Flash a bit more, I'd say. Just because I like the Final Flash moment more. I just think Galgun is probably more iconic, just because that's the first time we get to see him use it against Goku. I don't know.
Agreed.
There's just something about Galgun that makes... I mean, there's a reason why they made Trunks do Galgun instead of Final Flash, to me, anyway. Like, there's a reason why Gohan knows how to do the Kamehameha. There's a reason why Goten knows it, because the Kamehameha is the most iconic, probably move in anime, not Dragon Ball, in anime. So I feel like that's why they did that, because the Galgun is Vegeta's move. Yes, he does the Final Flash, but the Galgun is Vegeta's actual.
And just because it got there first.
And just because it got there first, yeah.
And it is cool. Like, I mean,
I like
realistically, you talk about the moment. Hey, when Vegeta flies up high and he charges up that Gallic gun with Goku at the bottom charging up his Kamehameha, that Gallic gun is almost as cool as the Kamehameha in that moment.
It's hard in that moment, though, to be honest. Let's be real.
But Right, but I'm saying like in that
Yeah.
moment, that
Yeah,
is one of the coolest Kamehameha moments as well.
Oh, I
Like,
I would say like genuinely, like not just saying this because we're talking about it now. I genuinely think the coolest, other than so Final Flash by Vegeta when he uses it against Cell is my second favorite Ki Blast ever. The first is
ooh,
probably when Goku does his Kaioken Kamehameha against Vegeta. Like that, how can anyone tell? Like he's all buff and shit, and he's like, oh my god, just so good. And oh, actually no, Vegeta's a second. Goku's my top two because Goku's instant Kamehameha in front of Cell is fucking goosebumps every single time.
oh,
Every single time. I'm sorry. That shit is just insane. Because Cell's like, "You're gonna destroy the world." He's like, "Nah, bro. I'm TPing in front of you." Oh, dude.
oh, that was so good, and everyone was freaking out on the sidelines. You lunatic!
Krillin. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was so cool, and
Even
I love how they
Vegeta, I
like
think Vegeta
miniature.
was like sweating too. Because he's like, dude, if that goes down, like we're all dead.
Yeah, bro, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was cool. I can't wait to see
Jesus
how
Anderson.
people play around with these custom battles. Again, the idea is that you will be able to upload your scenarios so that
Wonder
other
how that
people
works.
can download it. Yeah. I'm curious. I've seen games do this and then it like just
You
doesn't work
I
properly.
think I know how they'll do it. So like they'll put you in an episode part where it's like, okay, Vegeta's using Final Flash against Cell. Would you like to change the character that does that instead? So
And
then
that's
you'll
for episode battle, of course, you're
yeah,
referring to.
yeah. But like for the what if things, it's like, okay, well, instead of Vegeta in that scenario, put Vegeta beside Krillin or something, and then put Trunks up there when he's like Super Trunks, and he's technically stronger than Vegeta at that point. Actually, you know what's crazy? That's a big thing we should talk about at one point. If Trunks used the Final Flash against Perfect Cell, does he beat Perfect Cell there? Because
Probably.
he's stronger than Cell. He's said to be stronger. Like in terms of actual strength, he was strong. He just couldn't hit Cell. That was the problem. But if he told Cell to just stay there and he used the
He
Ki
would
Blast
have.
and using, I wonder what would have happened. I mean, maybe it's the same outcome. He regenerates, blah blah blah. But it's cool to think about, honestly, because Trunks
Yeah.
is stronger than Vegeta at that point in time.
One thing that this game has that's really really cool in the episode battle is it sounds like multiple situations where in cutscenes you can take on a first person perspective, and so yeah, so I mean one that's come up is that Goku when he's getting hit from the with the special beam cannon when he's holding Raditz, you can switch to Goku's perspective. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
badass. My mind immediately goes to imagine if there's like a what if, but this would only affect like future fights in the timeline. But if Krillin actually killed Vegeta at the end, if he actually put the sword through him, and then the
Yeah.
first person perspective of Vegeta and Krillin being like, "Ah," like
And then
that
it
would be
blacks out, yeah, or something.
blacks
yeah.
out, and then like now Vegeta's just not there on the next part of
Yeah.
this journey here. Like that would be nuts.
That you know what though? That would be really bad for them. Because
Yeah.
without Vegeta in the Namek saga, Gohan and Krillin were so dead so early on because Vegeta like killed like 4 people.
Yeah.
He just like actually only Vegeta's the only reason why Goku ends up beating Ginyu too. Because Ginyu was schooling them at first. They needed to tag his ass, so yeah,
Mhm.
these are some cool things though. That like they have these what ifs, they have like these different scenario things too. And yeah, I actually wrote here as one of the positives too is like that there's gonna be like 8 characters that you can choose from with different storylines. So you can go into the story mode and have different storylines, and it's up to 8 like you were talking about. So I am curious, and I think we're pretty sure we know at least like 3 of them, right? Like we know Goku, Vegeta are definitely in there, of course. And then I would say Piccolo and Gohan are probably the like safe picks as well. 4 out of the 8. After that, it's up in the air, honestly. Like who else? Who else would be in those storylines? Trunks? I think Trunks is a good one because he's in
Cool,
multiple arcs.
dude. 100. Yeah. So they haven't revealed it.
Yeah. There's no
So
yeah.
some people are saying 100% Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Trunks. Gohan, I don't know.
Definitely. He's in every arc. He's in the Saiyan Saga, Namek Saga, Cell Saga. Sorry, Android Saga,
Yes.
Cell Saga. Boo Saga, Res of F, or sorry, Battle of Gods. Res of F, he's kind of useless, but then after that, Universe 6. No, he's not in Universe 6, but he's in majority. He has to be, dude. Yo, I would love to play Gohan in all the way up to the Cell games, dude. That would be so much. Actually, even until the Busog, I'd make sure he fucking picks up the Patara earrings, bro. Grab the
man.
oh my god. Don't even start.
Dude, I'd love if they came up with a mechanic. It's like, alternate between X and O, and like make it difficult to catch the earring.
There's like 1% chance you actually catch it, and then like I've talked so much shit about Gohan, but I can't even do it.
I know. Yeah, that'd be so good. Okay, so Cell gotta be one of them. I don't know, Free Worker.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that's happening.
I don't think that's happening. Some speculation online, around Krillin, some of these other. I think that like
Piccolo and Gohan 100% as well. I think, and Trunks.
Yeah, I agree with I think Piccolo would be really cool. I think that like Gohan just bleeds into so many storylines, but I Vegeta does, everyone does. So I guess it would be cool. I'm a Gohan guy. I just think that it might not be as exciting as some other characters to maybe take that on. Like, what if you got to play as Broly and they let you play as like uncanon and new canon? Like, yeah. I guess that there's not enough there.
You know what's crazy? I think Gohan would be the most fun. Because really? I think because Gohan had this potential thing, how cool would it be if you're like, how about if his Masenko hits Nappa? Like Nappa. First and foremost, Masenko hits Nappa, he's already weakened as is. Okay, so now he's weak. Maybe Tien doesn't die in that part, or I think I don't know if it's before. No, it's when Piccolo passes. So the only one left is Krillin. And then for Namek Saga, it's like, okay, how about if he actually beats second form Frieza? Like after he pins him, like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many things we could have seen Gohan do. How about if Gohan loses to Cell, or like how about if Gohan actually finishes the job against Super Buu and doesn't let everyone else get absorbed? Like, you know what I mean? There's so much things that can happen with it. How about if Gohan kept training in the Super Arc and then Frieza pops up and he just ends Frieza before Vegeta and Goku need to get there? You know what I mean? Like there's just so much like opportunities where because the thing with Gohan that makes him such a good character in the sense of like he's had so many fuck ups. Now I know that and that's why I don't like him for a lot of things too, but it also adds like this element now in the game where it's like, let's try to fix those fuck ups. Like if we can fix the fuck ups and maybe also see, you know what I mean? Like
let's give the fans the opportunity to fix the fuck ups.
Exactly. There's so much
or to leave things as they are. Let's give them a chance to bring along Krillin instead of Piccolo against Raditz. Let's give them. This is what we're talking about ultimately when we're talking about Sparking Zero and the unique opportunity that it's giving to Dragon Ball gamers. Okay, like I was starting off the show, I was hesitant almost to say this is going to be the greatest Dragon Ball video game of all time. I'm going to say straight up it is going to be. Like, we've never had this much control over the actual storylines. And I'm excited to see how, these are full-on storylines. So, like, what's going to happen when you make a decision early on to take someone versus a different, maybe the original person? How does that affect the next thing that happens? Is it going to affect it that way? I don't know. That would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
So, of course, with this game, you got to pay money for it. That's how it goes. So, I wanted to show y'all basically what are the different packages that you can pick from and what are the costs. I have that all available right here. So, I am hiding this and bringing up this. So, we have the original version. Now, if you are pre-ordering it, you are going to get 3 different variants. You're basically unlocking Broly and unlocking Gogeta off the bat. Yeah, you're also getting.
Sorry to cut you off. After you say the additions, remind me that I have a question to ask about that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Know, I don't know.
I might not know either, but I hope I do. You get the 6 characters early unlock. Now, one thing I don't know, they also have a little question mark, almost like a little, like you're gonna get a random playable character or someone that isn't being revealed yet until maybe once you pop the code in.
And this is the standard?
This is the standard version if you pre-order. We're gonna get this off the bat.
Okay.
Okay. Now the standard version USD, of course, is $69.99. Okay, so for base version, not bad for. I mean, a game that's allowing you to do more. I'd say a Dragon Ball game that's scope is bigger than any other Dragon Ball video game that's come before. Video game, at least. I mean, for it to be a $69.99 in a new generation era where we're paying $89.99 for most like major IP games. So I mean, I'm glad that it's at that price point. Now, of course, they can make their money in other ways, and the next one.
Okay, yeah, keep going. Yeah. Sorry.
But you had something you wanted to say though. What was that?
No, it's for later. I just saw something right now that I didn't even know. That's fucking awesome. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Oh my god. That's so cool.
Okay, I'm excited to hear about your insights. The next one is the deluxe edition. So, this is one of 3 packages that you can pick from. We're going over the first one here where you can get 3 days early. Okay, so this is the first tier where you start getting some early access. Again, other game, just base game. If you get it early, pre-order it, you get to unlock those characters. This is an actual deluxe edition of the game. You're going to get, of course, 3 days early. You're also going to get 20 extra playable characters, along with a wish to Shenron. What does that mean? Well, I think maybe it's something like Xenoverse, where if you gather all the Dragon Balls, you can wish on Shenron to get something, whether that is an ability or a physical asset, like like Gi or something like that. I'm not too sure. That's my guess, but I don't know. We're not really playing in that kind of game here, so we'll see what that means. And it also says early access to DLC. Okay, now this game is going to run you $99.99. Okay, so $100 basically USD. That is a deluxe edition of the game, and of course, just like the pre-order for the other stuff, you are going to get those Gogeta and Broly unlocks and question mark. So that's going to apply for any of these editions. Josh, did you have anything you wanted to comment on?
No.
Okay.
Actually, so the deluxe is basically the ultimate, right? It's the one that has Goku, MUI Goku on the cover?
No, it's not. There are 3 extra ones. Okay, so we have deluxe, which we just went over right here. Next is the ultimate edition, which, like Sky has alluded to, has Mastered Ultra Instinct on the cover.
Fire. I like that cover even better. Just the simple. I just like that better. I don't know what it is. It's more simple, but the contrast between his aura and it just being darker all around. I don't know. I just like the simplicity in it. And Goku just looks badass. I love MUI.
You gotta. Okay.
Crazy if you don't.
So here we go. Ultimate Edition. Of course, 3 days early. Goku Master Ultra Instinct. You get DLCs 1, 2, and 3. You get access to those when they launch. So that's a pretty sweet value. I don't know, of course, what the cost of the DLC is going to run you. So it might be up to you if you want to just go base off the bat and then, kind of go through DLC. It depends as well if you're super into the previous edition, the deluxe edition. I mean, the 20 extra playable characters sounds pretty awesome.
I mean, how about if the DLC is like $10 more, but you get 3, so that's $30. So yeah, it adds up. Yeah. It adds
up for sure. This version here, this is the ultimate version, is $109.99, so $110. You're really only paying $10 more than deluxe, and what you're getting is, of course, that same 20 playable characters that you're getting in the deluxe edition. And actually, now that I look at it, the deluxe edition, I'm just going to go back real quick here. You are also getting DLC 1, 2, and 3. and early access to that DLC. So that's something to note as well.
That's actually huge.
That's huge. It would probably look something similar to how they're getting the 3 days early on the game. It probably wouldn't be much more than that. Maybe. I don't know. The free worker says in Australia it's $120 on Cooked. Tell me that's not base. Tell me that's not the base version of the game. That would be nuts.
Let's hope that's at least the deluxe.
Yeah.
So that your base is at least 80. I know 80 is still like $10, $15 a bit more, but better than $40 more for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for you to get to the next one.
Okay, so I'm almost done with it here.
It is base. Oh my god.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're paying $120 for the base. Wow. I'm sorry, man. Inflation is so cooked here.
Oh,
yeah,
you guys have
dude,
inflation issues? Oh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I have some coworkers in Australia, and I had no idea. Their inflation's like, it's worse than ours, dude. It's been, and we've been complaining for a couple years now, a few years now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does the ultimate content exclusively get you? So the ultimate's going to get you an ultimate upgrade pack. As you can see in Goku's hand, it's going to get you the power pole. It's also going to get you that super costume. I don't really care about the super costume. It's the same as all the other ones. An emote voice set. One customized item. That tells you so much. And 2 player card backgrounds. Now, that part excites me a little bit as someone who grew up playing Call of Duty and playing some of these first-person shooters. And I think Valorant's the same way. You can customize your player cards and stuff and kind of just makes
that.
your experience a little different how people see you.
I used to love the custom for Black Ops. That was so fun.
Oh, the emblems and stuff?
Like, you'd be able to customize all of it. The player card. So people used to, customize, a whole thing.
Bro, people, I love when people would find creative ways to be wildly inappropriate with their Call of Duty symbols.
Yeah.
And it was like, how is this not? Anyways, I'm sure we'll see some of that. Well, no, I don't think we'll ever see that kind of control again. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. But the other thing you get here is, in the Ultimate Edition, is the Super Shenron. So my assumption is whatever Omega Shenron is giving you, it's just tenfold in value. If it's items, it's ultra rare, some nuts rare item. If it's skills or it's power or something along those lines, it's probably giving you a significantly higher amount than what Shenron's going to give you. But hey, Omega Shenron still looks cooler. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Now the last one, Sky was very excited for, and I don't recall why. I'm assuming it's because it's the collectors, specifically premium collectors edition. Is it the cards at the bottom?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. That's pretty nuts. I barely noticed that myself. 3 playable cards.
And an energy marker? That's sick.
And so I guess these are going to be cards that, these are the characters from the cover. These are the same artwork from the cover. So this is like a special edition, basically. That's unique to the game. That is awesome. I love the idea of them mixing IP, Josh. This is awesome.
I like it too because I do think Fusion World needs that bump, and Sparking Zero is definitely something that's more for everybody's needs, but not necessarily. A lot of people don't even know that Fusion World is a card game yet. For example, I was playing a little bit today. Someone walked in, they're like, "Oh, Dragon Ball has a card game? I thought they only had Masters." I'm like, "Yeah, there's a new one, Fusion World." They're like, "I'll check it out." And yeah, I just feel like this could be a big bump for just Fusion World too, because I know Sparking Zero is going to do very well. And Fusion World's doing very well in Japan too, but it's just really cool that they have that as well to promote both. I like that. That's sick.
I think it's really cool. I prefer that they introduce this at a cheaper tier, okay? Because like
Yeah.
you're saying, it's a two-parter. It's extra value, but it's also extra exposure. And so you're trying to, like you're saying, like get people walking in and already knowing what Fusion World is, not being like, oh, there's a new game. So why are you selling the premium collector's edition at $230 and then saying here are 4 cards? I get it. They're unique. They're, you know, there's value in that, but maybe you don't get those cards, but maybe you get just like a normal Fusion World pack or something like that. That would have been, you know, something that would have been smart, and you're still tying in.
I think the price is more because of the statue, though. I'd say
For sure. But what my issue is, you're trying to advertise that you have this new card game, and you have this incredible opportunity with the most exciting Dragon Ball game to come out in years, and you're only including the cards or any mention of the card game in your $230 USD version. And that's just talking about here. My boy Free Worker's probably paying $1 million. You know what I mean? He's not getting these cards. So I'm just saying, like, even if it's a default pack of cards,
yeah,
maybe it's 3 cards. You know, when you go to Tim Hortons and they're like, oh, it's a hockey card season, and then you open it, it's like 2 cards. It's literally like 2 cards. Like, do that. And it's just stuff that currently exists. It's nothing unique or special for the other stuff, but I mean, from Ultimate Edition up, or like even Deluxe, maybe not Deluxe, but Ultimate Edition at least, it would have been cool. And I know that, you know, you're talking about, you know, the Premium Collector's Edition is something where you're getting that physical, right? The other 2 are versions that you can get those digitally. But, of course, Fusion World is also a digital game.
Yeah.
You can play online as well. So give access codes. Do something to introduce all of these people that are either like hot and heavy about Dragon Ball now or just jumping back into it to also get into this card game. And to me, that's a miss. Like I didn't even think about it until I was seeing these cards on the Premium Collector's Edition. But now that I'm seeing it, I can't unsee it and keep thinking, like, why wouldn't you just sprinkle this across the board? But you're getting those cards. You're also getting a Steelbook. I always appreciate a Steelbook. It's cool. I think the Steelbook, so it's got Goku charging at Vegeta. They're in Super Saiyan Blue. I would have preferred...
What's a Steelbook?
A Steelbook, I don't have any on me right now, but it's when you get a movie and it literally comes in a steel case, and it's like fully designed top to back side everything, and it's usually like considered like a collector's item, but so that's like what it is.
It's just a better version of like those slip-on pouch ones that you get like from the Blu-ray. Yeah, because I remember getting like a collector's Interstellar version years ago. Yeah.
I have that as well. We both have one then.
Well, I mean, it's for a good movie, so actually, it's my favorite movie.
Best space movie. Definitely in my top 3. I agree with you. Now we got to get together and watch Interstellar. Oh,
yeah, we do.
Yo, let's go. But before we do that, we also got to talk about probably the most exciting part of the Premium Collector's Edition. Of course, it's the elephant in the room. It's the metallic bookmarks. Are you kidding me with these metallic bookmarks? You're charging $230. You're going, here's some bookmarks. Are you kidding me?
Do we have pictures of these bookmarks, by the way?
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to like diss. I'm cool with it.
Oh, get out of here, bro.
I'm cool with bookmarks just because I read manga. So it'd be cool to have.
Oh, true. Mangas. That makes a lot of sense. It's double-sided. It's one. You get one of them. It's that it's double-sided. You have Goku on one side and you have Broly on the other.
Cool. I'll stick with my Goku side most likely, but
for sure. Now, of course, you're talking about that. You were also getting the actual elephant in the room.
Yeah.
We're getting Broly versus Goku, and it's them. I guess in a wasteland, battling it out. You have legendary mode. You got Mastered Ultra Instinct. You got the rocks crumbling from underneath them, and of course, you got Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Shameless plug, just stamped right there. Like we've said, we got the exclusive cards coming here for Dragon Ball Fusion World, and all of the other digital bonuses that we have seen included on the other editions. We get there as well. So. Again, this is going to cost you 230 USD. This is not a cheap game. If it's the one you're getting this year, maybe. But that is the cost of a brand new Series S. You can literally enter new gen at the cost of getting that collector's edition.
I do hope that, because I know that a lot of, I would say most big Dragon Ball creators will definitely get the collector's edition. They probably will get it for almost free at that point. But what I will say is I hope they do like unboxes, and I hope they really push that there's Fusion World cards and stuff too. Because like you said, you're right. It would have been better if they had it in, maybe not the, honestly, I'm going to say it, even why not in the standard? Like, why not just have one card in a slip? Why not just one? Why not, like, you have you get an energy marker and you get one of the three. You either get Goku, Trunks, Vegeta, and then Deluxe has all three or something. Like, I don't know. Like, you could have done something like that, but
you could have done codes and
or code,
like, like get a code to a deck or to a card or a pack of cards something in like Fusion that. World if you pre-order the game.
Yeah, why not?
Of course, that is what we have for the different versions of the game. Quickly, I think we should just high level, let's go over what are the different game modes. So like we've said a couple of times now, episode battle, playing as 8 different characters and their storylines. You're going to get an opportunity through the what if scenarios to bring different characters along the ride with you, potentially to be different characters in that journey.
Yeah.
That's going to be a blast. Then you have custom battle, which again is going to give you that opportunity to play out your dream scenarios. So make it however you want. Maybe it's Cell beating Cell. I don't know how you can do whatever you want. Okay, that's the point. It, of course, in that you'll be able to upload and download. This is what they're telling us. The different scenarios that players create. Now, I've always loved that kind of community-based system of, maybe you're playing Mod Nation Racers and, somebody made Mario to play mod. Like, oh my God, that's so sick. I always love that, being able to download and upload. You also see it in racing car games now a little bit, like I believe Forza Horizon. You can buy a car, and then you can go online and see how different people have visually modded the car, and then you can just download that skin pack. And like, it's so cool. Everyone's so creative, and they get like, you can go so deep with stuff like that.
I've always loved like those creative modes in like games. Like a game that I feel like a lot of people always look over is like Little Big Planet. Like Little Big Planet was so much fun.
Little Big Planet.
Dude, I remember we used to play that actually. That was so fun.
So good. Just whip out the PS3, dude. Man. Now, okay, we gotta play that game too. There's so many games and movies,
dude,
that I want to watch now, but I want to watch from the past.
Just quick off-topic thing. I was talking to my friend the other day, and I said, "There's 2 games that I think are now they're not my favorite 2 games, but I think are the best games I have ever played. Just because I think replayability is a big part of what makes a game very good. Now, again, you 100%. Could say story." Sure, that's fine. You could just play like Bloodborne, but I could play Bloodborne again. You know what I mean? But I will say, Super Mario Party 6
Woo!
and Skyrim's replayability is unmatched to me. Like dude, take it in. Skyrim came out in like 2011 or 2012. That game is timeless. People till this day are still doing mods for that game. It is timeless. And then Super Mario Party 6, you can play that for like 12 hours straight and still have fun. And every game is different. So
100%.
It's just
I would throw Minecraft in that as well, because it's a game that doesn't need to update or do anything crazy. It just is what it is, and it's enough to just spend hours and hours. And nowadays, I think a lot of people like myself come and go in phases with that game, but it never really leaves the roster. It's just kind of a little further back. It always comes back. There's always. I just re-downloaded Minecraft yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Because I'm like, yeah, because literally, like, it always starts like this. I'm crammed for time, and what game can I play realistically in a short period of time and like make some progress and whatever and pop in, pop out? Minecraft's one of those games. And I think that's one reason that it's like, it has such a great longevity to it as well. It's because you can spend as little or as long as you want in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. I think we have a few comments in the chat.
Yeah, are you guys going to do a reaction to the Sparking Zero character reveal tomorrow? Now, we maybe can do it. It just wouldn't be tomorrow. So, potentially what we could do, and I'll have to check in with my co-host Sky here, because he hosts on Thursdays. We could maybe open with a reaction to the trailer. It will only be one day later.
Yeah.
And so if that's cool with Sky,
I'm good with that. Well, what I will say is, if we're gonna do that, I'm just not gonna look at Discord, I think, for the day.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I think what will happen too is, like, if something happens where
My YouTube too, though. My YouTube
all of our
cooked.
Dude, YouTube,
Our
I'm on
YouTube channel,
our
YouTube
Instagram channels,
our
like
channel, it's gonna be crazy.
The reality situation is, doing what we do with this show, doing these shows twice a week, like, our feeds are just jam-packed with Dragon Ball content and influencers, and so, like, it's gonna be hard even for 24 hours just to not know what happened. But we're gonna do our best. If we do get the stuff spoiled, we'll talk about the trailer.
Yeah, we'll start the intro, like the manga look. We'll start off. We'll do like 10 to 15 because we only do one chapter now since we've caught up with how. I mean, actually, we're ahead of schedule for Dragon Ball Kakume, but we can do like 10-15 minutes of that because I believe this chapter is like 36-37 pages. It's a lot less than last week's. So yeah, we can have like 10-15 minutes of just talking about that. If we do get spoiled, yeah. If we don't, though, we could just react to it.
So I'd say then, regardless, make sure you show up on Thursday, Free Worker, and anyone else that may come across this in the meantime, because we are at the very least going to be talking about what we have seen in the trailer or reacting to it live with you. Now, just running down the remainder here. So again, episode battle, custom battle. We also have multiplayer. Now, what you would expect from a true multiplayer, pick from the maps, pick your battles, pick your fighters, and then go up to play against anyone around the world. You also do get the local split screen multiplayer, but the one thing I will say is that
only in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Only in the hyperbolic time chamber. Really strange. What if me and Josh are kicking it? Me and Sky are just kicking it out here, and we're like, hey, what if Yamcha did, get to the tournament power? And but he'd get his ass kicked by this person. And it's like, oh yeah, you want to bet? And then we wanted to, come on. You're allowed.
Someone who did say the reason why they might have done that is for performance issues that they were having, because since it's split screen, if there's so much destruction going on, and it's already a half, it could be an issue. And in the hyperbolic time chamber, you can't destroy anything. It's like an infinite stage kind of thing. So I believe that might be, and also it does show that was implemented probably just weeks ago, because they initially said they were not doing split screen, and now all of a sudden, since a lot of people had issues with it, they're just like, yeah, fuck it, we'll just do it. Maybe in the future we'll have more stages with it. I hope so, or even at least give us like no destruction, but like just give us different stages. Just give us different maps. That'd be cool. Where you can't destroy this map, but just put it in this map.
Yeah, I think that it would look something like fight in space, fight in deep water. Like, it would have to be something where they're different maps, but there's nothing destructible, because I just can't see them being like, look how impressive this game is, but if you want to play co-op, you can't destroy anything. I don't see that, but I do see, like, here are some new maps that will have minimal like they're not going to say, but would have minimal destructibles,
Yeah.
basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be sick. I hope that we see some of that. Maybe you're right. Maybe we will see that. Really good point to bring up there. Yeah, around that. I assume it would be difficult to like you're rendering it through 2 screens now.
Exactly.
So
and then when
yeah,
there's destruction, there's just so much crazy shit going on at once. So maybe they're just like, yeah, we don't want people's games to just explode. Maybe. Yeah,
100%.
we don't want to be the Xbox One, So
Oh boy. Now, of course, this game will not be coming out on Xbox One or the any of the previous gen. This is exclusively new next gen.
also
So
not on the digital version of Xbox Two, I believe.
it is.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's on Series X and S. And it will also be on, of course, the PlayStation 5. Both.
I wonder how much gigabytes this game is. That's what I'm curious on.
Yeah, dude. I mean, side note, did you hear how big Call of Duty is going to be?
The new one? No. How big is it?
It's going to be over 300 gigabytes.
Yeah, I don't even have 30 gigabytes on my digital. So, well, it looks like I'm skipping this one.
Yo, Series S, that's like all you get.
Nah.
That's nuts, dude.
well.
Okay, so there are a ton of new stuff coming. There's so many things that we could talk about. Unfortunately, there just isn't that much time. The show is going to be called. The show is going to be renamed to Everything That You Need to Know, but not everything, because we ran out of time.
You know what I will say is though is one day hopefully when we can, we should definitely have some sort of like after dark type stuff too. That would be really, really cool, where we kind of shoot the shit. That would be sick. But as of right now, we don't. But yeah, that would be really cool that we did have like an after dark. Maybe we do that like once a month. That'd be sick.
I was thinking of doing, like, I had that idea as well. Well, not idea, but that thought recently, because I know that's something that we've talked about before, where it's like it'd be sick to just have like a culture cast to just like talk about whatever. And then I was thinking like, well, it could, like, if there's Kaiser and Sky, but then that show is called Michael and Josh, or Mike and Josh, and it's like literally because it's not about DB specific. Anyways,
exactly. It's not Dragon Ball specific, but it's just anything. We can talk about literally anything.
Yeah. I want to quickly go through the battle stages. So they're saying more than half a dozen. So it's Wasteland. We got Namek. Wasteland, of course, if you don't already know, of course, iconic battle, Goku, Vegeta. But yeah, Namek, of course, we're getting Dying Namek. So I'm not going to read the different versions of them, just the unique maps going forward. The Island, which apparently has shown up in every single game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, almost every single game. Not so. All of the Budokai games, and yeah. So now I'm starting to wonder if maybe that's because. I think it's. I wonder if it's because of the developer, because it's the same developer. When you look across those games, we get West City.
There's some people from Budokai 1, 2, and 3 that are in Organ Zero. I thought it was a completely new team.
Well, the team, it's the same developer. So it's Spike. It used to just be Spike. They've since merged with a company called Chunsoft.
Yeah.
Strange name. So now it's Spike Chunsoft. But Spike is the same developer that made all of the Budokai games, even made some of the Game Boy games back in the day, even up to Josh's favorite game. Ultimate Budokai, is that what it was?
Ultimate Tenkaichi, yeah.
Ultimate Tenkaichi, there you go.
Yeah.
So
everyone's gonna be like, "There's no way this guy actually thinks that game was good."
No,
we went over this. We went over this. You gotta check out that. You gotta check out that when we had Jovian on. That was a great fuck. That's probably one of our best ones yet. Honestly, you have to check that one out.
We also get West City. We get the World Tournament, of course, which looks awesome.
Oh my gosh! I saw gameplay where it's like Tien uses his super move, and everyone in the stadium runs out. They leave the stadium, and when they leave, you can start destroying the whole stadium. You can leave the stadium. after
Yes.
that. It's fucking sick, dude. It's so sick.
They're
They cook with
they're
that.
making all our dreams come true.
Yeah,
It is
that's awesome.
crazy.
They cook.
What and also like just to touch on that for a second, yeah, it's sick because the cut screen the cut screens are so much more dynamic, and we're getting like these anime feeling cutscenes where, oh my god, everyone get the heck out of the stands, it's going good, this place is going crazy as you're powering up your super, and then people fleeing, whatever, cuts back to you as you're delivering the blast. Like, so cool. How has this not happened before? I don't know.
New game. Man.
Yeah. We get the world tournament. We get the fight as well on the Sacred World of the Kai. That's cool. I don't remember that being a playable map in other games. Maybe it has been, but I like that idea. Cell Games Arena. We get Spinach Wastes. I don't know what Spinach Wastes is. I'll be completely honest with you. But we do also get the Tournament of Power Arena, like we were saying, and of course the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. So what we're going to do is join us on the Discord for sure. I'm going to include all of the different resources that we use to gather all this information and bump them in there. There's one channel called PS360 HD2. And they have tons of gameplay footage, some as long as 40 minutes of them playing the game. You know, you can listen to guys like us talk about it. If you just want to get eyes on it, really good channel to check that stuff out on. Again, check out the Discord. I will drop that in there either tonight or tomorrow. Another creator that I listened to, and I know I sent the video to Josh as well as Sky here, is that so Kind of Funny Games, you know, they're not a massive like Dragon Ball channel, but there is one guy on the team that is a Dragon Ball guy. You know, he's not up to date on the anime, but he has played all of the Budokai games, grew up loving them, and now he's like in video game journalism. So if I trust anyone's opinion, it's going to be his from a gameplay perspective. He had a lot of really good things to say about the game. He said the visuals are incredible, and honestly, just by watching it alone, you'll see that like it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks.
He loved the what if scenarios, and the one thing he said that was kind of a little jarring for him, and I think it just like comes with, you know, it just comes with Dragon Ball. If you want, the more you're gonna make the battle accurate to speed, right, and to intensity, the more jarring the footage is going to be. So, you know, if you're in a quick battle, maybe the other person knows what they're doing, you're playing multiplayer or you're playing on a hard level or whatever, the angles are changing all the time. It is crazy. We got Rocky over here, also Red Ribbon Rocky, always working. He's working on Android Raditz, by the way. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to with Sparking Zero. We will be doing a lot more content around it. I think probably more so, you know, we'll take opportunities at the top of shows. When it works out, Dragon Ball fan podcasts can be dedicated to talking about this. And of course, we have the Dragon Ball game show coming up, which will allow us to play the game, even play other games in the meantime and talk about, you know, Sparking Zero. But there is Slappy with Vegeta. So I'm going to keep an eye out with Summer Games Fest happening and all of this coming to fruition. The weekend after Summer Games Fest, or I guess the day after, is where a lot of these influencers have been able to fly out and play behind the scenes, play 30 minutes. Some actually got more time than that with the full-fledged game. And so check out, just look it up, see what you can find. Tons of creators that have had a chance to play the game. And, you know, it as you can tell, there is so much you can do, so many different ways you can play it. And so the best part about this is that it really makes sense to go and listen to everybody talking about it, because everyone probably played differently. Everyone looked for different things, you know? So now is a really good time if you want to get your geek on. Just like go in and see what everyone's saying about the game. Like I said, Blessing Adeoye Jr. from Kind of Funny Games talked about it for about 10 minutes at the top of their Games Daily show.
Sick.
So that was really cool. But there's tons, even just straight up gameplay footage. So we wanted to cover everything. Maybe that was a wild idea. There is so much now.
Dude, there's just so much stuff in this game. It's so
Yes.
you almost like can't cover it. Like you just can't.
You can't,
Like, I
yeah.
think just quickly I'll say, I was a little disappointed. Actually, I kind of a lot disappointed. There's no rollback netcode. That's a big issue for me.
Elaborate for the folks that don't understand what that means.
So rollback netcode basically is like no latency tech like issues in the sense of like there is so usually you won't have an issue if you're playing from like different areas of the world. And that's not supported for Sparking Zero, which is big because
Yeah.
there's a recent article that said that their focus is to have this in esports in some sort of way. So how can you have a competitive game and not have rollback netcode? Because a lot of people are going to have issues with that going forward. I mean, I remember when there are games that have been successful without it, but we're living in 2024 where fighters came out in what 2016, 2017, and they just got rollback netcode last year, and it's starting to have some sort of resurgence because of it. The only reason why was because Fighter Z was a different kind of. It was so good. Like it was just a phenomenal game. That they just had a committed fan base enough that when they put that out, it was fine. But you need to have this if you're going to be in esports nowadays and fighting. It's like you just have to because that's a big thing. It is because
Yeah.
it's big for like fair play mostly. And another thing too, just quickly, that apparently is going to happen is if a character is weak in the actual series, they most likely will be in the game as well. And
Yes. The
I have a-
balancing.
I have a big issue with that because
Okay.
the big
Because Yamcha's
issue-
going to get slapped by everyone.
No, the issue I have is that Budokai Tenkaichi 3 had a really big balance issue, like really bad, to the point where even in just local tournaments, everyone made a truce that nobody is playing Gogeta. Like just nobody. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Like you just cannot do it. And I just feel like we're gonna get to a point where Vegeta and Gogeta are just gonna be the best characters, and maybe like Beerus and Whis. And I would like it to be more about if you got the hands, you're good to go, you know? So that's just my issue with it, especially
Yeah.
from Tekken, where it's like you can kind of pick up any character, and if you master it, you're good to go. And yeah, that's just a big issue to me because I've heard from a creator that he said that in Xenoverse, Hercule is a very strong character in Xenoverse. I don't know what that means. I don't play Xenoverse, but how cool would it
Well,
be
yeah.
if you could just walk around with Hercule and fuck shit up because you just played him enough, you know?
So I'm curious to know like how they're playing this. Like one thing I've seen is that depending on like if it's Krillin or if it's Majin Buu or whatever, it'll determine like similar to what you're saying based on kind of like their power ranking in the show. It might
Yeah.
influence how much health they have.
Yeah, I think that's a
Versus
major issue.
the actual damage dealt. Now, I do think that there is something around that as well with the actual damage dealt. But what I've seen for sure is that like they will just have more health, way more health than the other fighter. That can be annoying for sure. I also like. It sounds stupid. I kind of appreciate the realism of that as well. Realism. We're talking about anime, but I think it's like realistically, if Krillin goes up against Gogeta, like he shouldn't stand a fucking chance. But
Yeah.
if it's at least in the game, like it's possible, like remotely, you dodge enough punches,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
even the playing field, you hit him with a
Like, for
couple
example,
ultimates.
like I'll just say this, like if you can change like skill sets or something, right? Where it's like if we are playing a tournament of Power Goku and we're playing a Goku that is like Super Saiyan or something, and he has Destructo Disc in his thing. There should be nobody in the game that should be able to use a Destructo Disc as good as Krillin in the game. And I'm almost certain, like I'm pretty positive in saying this, even without gameplay. I know for a fact that a Destructo Disc from a Goku will probably deal more damage than one from Krillin. And to me, I have an issue with that because it's like there should be some avenue where it's like, okay, Krillin, yes, it is, but the thing is, it's a game. Like, I should be able to play my favorite character and still be able to throw hands. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all the time too. Where it's like, okay, I've mastered Roshi, like Master Roshi, and my finishing move is the Mafuba or the Evil Containment Wave, and I put you in a bottle, and then I just end the game. Like, but the only way to get to that point is you have to reach a certain health bar, and I gotta go point blank and like use the move on you. Like, you can only be in that scenario, but playing that cool little like mini game in that fight already is like, okay, yo, Roshi's so fun to play because I gotta whittle them down to like the certain health bar, get close enough, they know I'm trying to go for that, but maybe bait it out. Be like, oh, I'm not gonna actually use the Evil Containment. I'm just gonna beat your ass. I'm just gonna beat your ass to 0 instead of get you to this certain amount and then put you in the bottle kind of thing. Like, stuff like that. I wish I mean, I'm not saying they won't do that, but at least elaborate on how that's gonna work for us, because people, as much as Roshi can be a cringeworthy character, he's still an iconic character in Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah.
And there are things about Roshi that we do love. Like, I mean, without Roshi, Goku isn't the person he is today as well, believe it or not. So, you know, it would have been cool if we can get like an Evil Containment Wave, or even like Spike from Dragon Ball. Like, Devil Might Beam one shots anyone who is evil. So if I'm using that against someone, but the thing is, now here's the thing: if I use it, I can only use it. Let's say there's a big cooldown on using that move. I can't use it, or uses all my charge up or something like that. But it goes very, very slow. But if it hits you, you get one shot. Like, gimmicks like that to me make these kinds of games very interesting to me. That I feel like, yeah, you're adding this realism with that, but let's see, are they going to continue with that realism with everything else? Because then Gogeta can just use what's it called, Soul Punisher, and I should be able to one shot you then if you are evil. If I'm versing Golden Frieza and Gogeta lands the Soul Punisher, you should be dead in one shot, no matter how strong you are.
Yeah, but then by that logic, it's messed up because he's already OP,
Exactly.
and then
But
you give him that move. Yeah,
exactly. So to have like the realism aspect doesn't make sense then if you're not gonna do it with everything else. Like, if you're not gonna do Devil Might Beam one shot someone, if you're not gonna do Soul Punisher one shotting someone, if Destructo Disc hits and it doesn't slice you in half, what the, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. To me personally, that's an issue I do have, because you can't pick and choose when you're gonna be realistic. To me, like, it's either you are realistic or you're just not. Because if you're picking and choosing, then half of the characters in the roster are useless. They're only for story then, basically. And that's why
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be whooping ass as Krillin. That's all I know. I don't care who you are. All right, I'm gonna whoop you as Krillin.
I might play Heart Virus Goku and probably one shot you.
You like accidentally
I think there actually is Heart Virus Goku. I think there is.
No.
There has to be, dude. Dude, if there's Heart Virus Goku, that'd be so fire. It's like at the end, like when he's getting low health, he's just like, and there's like a 5-second window where you can punch him, where you can like beat the shit out of him. Dude, that'd be hilarious.
This is why why they didn't consult you for this game, okay?
No, dude, because that's what makes games interesting. Having these gimmicks, bro. Like having Heart Virus Goku, and then when he gets to a certain HP bar, he's like struggling to keep going. Like, dude, it's just sick. It's just so sick.
Okay. So like, what if it's like maybe a what if scenario in the game where Goku does end up like trying to fight when he has the virus? That would be cool.
That'd be sick.
And then you can do what you're talking about. Yeah,
you know who I want to try? I want to try Piccolo. Bro, please, Sparking Zero, have this. I hope
Dende.
No, fuck that. I hope Piccolo has like, you know how Piccolo can like make copies of himself, right?
Yeah.
How fire would it be if you can charge up the special beam cannon, then do the cloning thing, and then try to hit it? Oh my god, dude. Piccolo would be so fun. Piccolo would be so fun to use, dude. There's just so much you can do, man. There's just like, oh my god. Like, how about if you're Cell, your first form Cell, and you're versing Android 17, and you suck up Android 17? And that's the one-shot kill. You one-shot kill them because of that. Like, you beat them to like a pulp until they're like 1 bar left, and then you're able to use like the fucking sucker, and you suck her up or him up. You just suck him up, and like
that would be pretty sick, especially because like in Sparking Zero or in Tenkaichi games, like it's the next person up, so like let's say they suck up 18. Well, now you got to put up with Perfect Cell or whatever, and he's fucking mad powerful, but you got Krillin next on the bench, you know?
Or like, imagine if you know your team is like Bulma, Vegeta, Trunks, and Bulma's fights and she gets beat the fuck up, but you put in Vegeta next and he has a rage boost because Bulma lost. Like shit, like dude, this is things like
That would be sick.
these are cool fucking moments. Like, how about if Krillin loses and then against Frieza and Goku comes in and he just fucking and it's base Goku, but he turns Super Saiyan right when he fucking like, dude, there's just so much you can do. Like, don't get me wrong, Sword Zone has done a great job, and I'm sure they might implement like interesting interactions, maybe not in the competitive side, but at least in like the story or like 1v1 side of things. But having these little cool interactions would be fucking incredible, because I know they'll have probably interactions like that for the dialogue side of things, which is already great enough. But having in that sense where it's like, even if you're playing a Super Saiyan Goku, he just gets like that rage boost because like, you just killed my best friend. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. Like, no matter who it is, too. How about if it's Vegeta who beats him, and that would be a cool team. You'd run that team where it'd be like, I'd play Krillin first, whittle them down a little bit. Maybe I can get one of them out or whatever. But then Krillin loses, I bring out Goku second, and he gets that rage boost. It's a team. Like, you're forming a team, and that'd be a cool way. Because now, guess what? Krillin becomes relevant. That if characters is weak in the actual series, they most likely will be in the game as well. That negative that I had ends up becoming a positive because Krillin now factors into a team. He may not be able to one shot or fully kill someone off, but guess what? Once he's gone, your second player has a rage boost and has that advantage now going forward. Like that to me is great. Like that, or like Paragus. Imagine you have Paragus first. Paragus loses. Broly comes out. He becomes legendary super. Like, it's shit like that to me would be awesome. Like, it'd be so cool.
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know what, like, they've done so much more than I think we expected them to do as far as like allowing us control into the space. And I think that they'll see that it's appreciated for sure. And I mean, look, at the end of the day, we'd like our whole wish list to get taken care of, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of the things you're talking about make it in. And one thing I did want to comment on, because I know that I've seen a couple comments in the chat around the rollback netcode. I mean, if Fighter Z has gotten it already, then it's something that can be done after the fact. I wouldn't be surprised if we get that not too long after launch. And maybe it's just not ready, or maybe it's a year after launch, and maybe tournaments are just like held to like local multiplayer or in person. Just in the meantime, we'll see. You know, at the end of the day, we know things are not going to be perfect with this game. Like, it's every game has its stuff, and I can only expect Bandai to bake some imperfections into this game.
So it can't be the best Dragon Ball game then.
Hey, even the best games got some shit. Starfield, incredible game.
No, it's not.
Incredible game. Josh even thinks so. He said it was game of the year. For sure.
Wasn't Hades game of the year or something?
Oh, Hades 2 looks rad. Hades is great.
Yeah, I need to play the first one still.
Me too. I haven't really played it.
Ring, dude. I need to play Elden Ring first. That's my priority.
Okay, so we should play Elden Ring together, because I've been getting hyped to play that game. But if we play on the same console, then, or PC or whatever, then we can do co-op.
I'm like down. Like,
yeah, that'd be nuts. Okay. We're gonna die so many times. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
This, of course, though, has run a little long, but I can only hope you love to see it. This has been the Dragon Ball Fan Podcast. Don't forget to follow us in the Discord. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button if any of this has been at the very least entertaining. Yeah. And don't forget to join the Discord. Did I say that already? I did. You know why? Because I'm reminding you. And if you're in the Discord already, poke in. Say hi. How you doing?
Yeah.
I love the DBFP. It was so good. Can't wait for DBGS. I bet you can't. I bet you can't. Catch that soon. You'll also catch us again next week on the Monday. More on that later on. But of course, Thursday will be the next time we're live, where Sky will be hosting the Manga Lookout. We will be reading the next chapter of Dragon Ball Kakume, a heck of a fan-made manga. We are fully invested in this at this point. It is so good, and we're almost caught up. Yeah. So join the crew over there. We got our own crew that always pops up. Make sure to join in and read along. And that's been a blast. More to talk about again in the Discord too there. So make sure to join us on Thursday, same time. And Sky will be pleasing your earbuds. That sounded weird, but he'll be pleasing your earbuds.
Maybe
All right?
with my reading, my narrating skills too, you know?
So good. He's so talented.
Oh.
So talented.
I don't know all that. Yeah,
Josh is
Free
being
Worker-
swallowed by the sun right now. I'm sorry.
I am actually. Yeah, it works.
It's fine, dude. We got T-minus 2 seconds left on this podcast, so
True.
it's all good.
Yeah, Free Worker did say though, I'm gonna be the #1 perfect cell. I'd love to see it.
I don't doubt it. I think Gerald's gonna be the #1 quack. He's gotta
I'll be
be.
#1 crack. I'll be the #1 Vegeta.
Yo, you're gonna be MUI Dino. A hundo.
Dude. Bro, don't get me
Give us
started.
Dino.
If he was in the game, bro, I'm never touching Vegeta. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Fuck that. All I want to play the most is all Vegetas. I want to play Super Saiyan Blue Goku. I want to play MUI Goku, and I want to play Teen Gohan in Piccolo gear, bro. That's all I want, man. Just give it to me, bro. Oh, actually, there's a lot more characters, but we don't got time for that. We
Ain't got time for that, but I'm sure it will come up during Thursday's show, because if you didn't realize, if you haven't heard, or if you did and you need a reminder, we'll be either reacting or discussing the brand new Sparking Zero trailer that comes out tomorrow. Another character reveal, it seems like. So again, catch us on Thursday for the Manga Lookout. This has been the Dragon Ball Fan Podcast. That is Sky. My name's Kaiser. And thank you for tuning in. Catch you next time.
Face to face and bar to bar, I learned to chase the pain and arm the scars. And my tail fire, that's a Charizard. And we aim higher than